Hello everyone and welcome to Bevan's Bricks. Forgot to turn my wireless mic on. For some reason I am having an issue. I was trying to do what I normally do and well, let me try this. Try it this way. But it keeps trying to take me. I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, it's not letting me pin comments for some reason. But hello, Kip Hoffman, Queen City Bricks, Art Claxton, Paulba Tour, I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. Bricklink says, oh my God, I'm first. Michael, hey, how you doing? Anyway, though, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be continuing to work on some of the Mills plate stuff. Something I wanted to show you is in the studio. I already started kind of to do a little bit of it, but I thought I would sit over here. I have all my, yes I do. So I can start trying to ballast in some of the train tracks and get something, some of that mountain and stuff made. So what I'm going to be doing is working on one more piece of a Mills plate, and then I'm going to be moving back over there and doing live studio, or I shouldn't say studio, but live city work after I get this next plate made up. And I am doing good. Thank you so much for asking, Aaron. And Michael, all I can say is hello, my friend. I think you're speaking in German, and unfortunately, I do not speak German, sadly. I wish I did. But, like I said, starting with something easy, just kind of slapping a bunch of bricks down and today we're going to be using, oh, I want to put black over here. Just because this is going to be the visible edge, and I think it looks better to blacken it out. Then the rest of it will be my normal Mills plate. And I'm going to put 1x2s on the outer edge. To save me on my 2x2 bricks, because I need to purchase a whole bunch more from Bricklink, because I am just slowly running out of 2x2s. But it's because I do so many Mills plates, so they typically start to wear out. Or not wear out, but run out from the number of plates that I've been making. Then we can head over to Fun Zone. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Steve. I hope it starts to feel better for you, buddy. I know back problems are no fun at all. I can totally relate, so I definitely feel you, my friend. Best thing I can say is rotate between heat and ice, trying to get them to ease up. Something that I use, and it works for me, is I have an inversion table that helps me a great deal. So that's a lot of the times how I'm able to, let me get that back a little more. Why? Let's see, let's turn just, there we go. That's how I'm able to tolerate a lot of my problems. I get on the inversion table, and you'd be surprised, man. Some people say those inversion tables don't work, but I swear by mine. I am very glad I got one, because without that thing, I don't think I'd be able to walk some days. So I really highly recommend getting one. That's all Paul Bot knows how to do. He's a miserable individual, and he has to make everybody else around him miserable. So that's what that's about, Art Claxton. He's not happy till you're not happy. Aaron says, can't wait to see it finished as well. Look at home the bridge is in the right side. And thank you. I appreciate that, Art Claxton. You know, Steve, I will say this because I used to have that fear also. And they, at least the one that I have, it's set up in a manner and fashion to, I mean, I can't see, let me guess I can put it this way. I can't see how it would go wrong to where you couldn't get out of it, because I know that's probably your fear, but you really don't have to worry about that. Like the way the mine's made. I mean, something would have to break, and everything is very free-flowing and moving very easily, but there's multiple places that you can grab if you want to pull yourself back up. And another thing is, you can, at least with the one that I have, there's different settings that you can adjust. And the settings that you can adjust are for how far back it'll let you go. So if you're in a particular situation where you feel, like you said, you're home alone and there's nobody there to help you if something went wrong. But if you feel like you're in a position like that, you can set it up to where it'll only go back, say, 60 degrees instead of the full, 90 degrees and so on and so forth. The trick is to just try and buy one that's not super cheap. And trust me, you should never, ever, ever have any worries on it. At least I personally don't have any worries with mine. I'll put it that way. Let's get these. Hey, how you doing, Matt? Lumberjack, hello, hello. Ben Robinson, hello. Almost in, because all I'm doing is the outer edges. I'm not going to worry. Honestly, I think I'm going to leave that portion out too, because I think I'm going to tile underneath that portion in black. But now that I have that, let's go back over to the studio and I can kind of show you some of what I'm planning to do, or at least I'm hoping I can. Because again, my main goal for today, and I might have to turn that sound down a little bit, is to try and get some of these areas filled in. Let me turn that down just a little bit because I don't want the music sound overpowering my talking. I also need to grab some 4x4 black plates. And part of the reason that I'm doing this, normally I would just say heck with it and run with doing the green plates everywhere. But I'm trying to conserve on that. Black is something that I really don't use. And I bought 2,000 of those not that long ago. And I bought those specifically for the purpose of tiling underneath areas that'll never be seen. So I have my box of black 4x4s. And now that I'm over here, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that, because the train tracks, as many of you may or may not know, should run 4 studs from the edge of your plate. So I always try to, now anyway when I'm doing these, try to tile underneath areas that are going to be totally covered with black. And then I will come back with the green alongside of that. Good afternoon, Greg. Hello to Denmark. Hail. I hope I'm having a hard time seeing my screen. I need to get a bigger screen over there. Trying to catch her. Oh, I don't look like I've lost too many comments. Okay, good. I know sometimes, like last night's stream, oh my God, man, there were so many people in it. The chat room was whipping so fast. I couldn't keep up with the comments last night if I wanted to. Okay, so that one's done, and I'm just showing you because that's where the train track goes, and that's why I'm doing them this way. Let me pop. And that one got stuck down a little, I see. So now we're going to cover this one in black. And again, that's just the area. I'm debating on putting some water feature over here too. Haven't decided yet if I'm going to do it though. But I was thinking about, because this is where the houses are going to go. And by me anyway, I live in Michigan, so Michigan, we're known for having water everywhere. And a big feature for a lot of subdivisions is you'll see your houses and whatnot, and then usually somewhere in the subdivision or somewhere behind the houses you'll see a large pond or some type of water feature, and that's kind of what I'm debating on doing here, is putting a water feature in this spot, and then putting like a small area like I did over here where it kind of comes under the track, and then it's water out here. But I will come back and revisit that at a later date. Right now, I'm just trying to get this thing filled in. Oh, pick a brick orders. I agree with you, R. Claxton. They're just, I'm still waiting on mine from December 10th. They're horrible. Their speeds and everything are just, they're ridiculous right now, unfortunately. And I almost think, yep, I think I can do that. So I'll put a green one here, because that's my curved one, and then I'll do the rest of the black up this way. Okay, now that we've kind of got an idea of what we're doing on those, this will be over to here. I need to figure out, roughly be right in through there somewhere. I need to figure out this forming now too. So let's get some more bricks. Again, I'm thinking, I'd thought about even putting a little water feature right in here. So I think I might do that, but what I'm going to do is brick this in and then get some brick around the track area. So I'm going to walk back to my build zone and grab some 2x2s. And thank you, Matt. He says that facade looks so good by the Ghostbusters headquarters. And I will be going back to that at some point in the near future too. Greg is smiling. Deepak is saying this is cool. Paul Bot says, love how you are finally filling in the city. Love the setup where you can build the city itself. Too bad you don't have a cart. Yeah, I know. That a cart would be nice to go back and forth and then just put a whole bunch of different bins on it all at once. So that is something I may end up trying to invest in at some point. That way I don't have to keep, which I'd still have to walk back and forth for some stuff, but it would be nice to not have to constantly be going back and forth anytime I want parts. But that's usually what ends up happening, is I'll do that and then I'll end up with a bunch of bins here. But it's possible. I mean, it's really not a bad idea for the future though, to look at getting a cart where I could roll over a bunch of bins at once, just to kind of hold stuff. It's like a lot of things, it's just, I was in such a hurry to get my barn together and then to get out into it to be able to start playing with it, that I didn't put a lot of thoughts into a lot of things that I probably should or would like to do. I can tell you that one of the things that I'm having a problem with right now with my new camera setup and everything is I have cables everywhere across my floor. And those cables are there, and I got to get those other pieces too. Those cables are there to go to the cameras and all that, because I've tried to do it wirelessly and I was having some issues with signal. So to try and rectify the signal issues, I went hardwired. So all my monitors, all my cameras and everything are now hardwired, and it's great because everything's working really well now. But the problem is now I have a trip hazard everywhere I go. And what I'm wanting to do, what I'm probably going to do, and I'm going to leave that corner alone. Or what I'm looking at doing at some point is I'm going to put, for lack of a better term, a cable tray on the overhead in the barn. And what my intention with that is, and I'm not going to go crazy and go buy a metal one and get super fancy, but what I am going to do is probably just use some like cable ties with a little hole on the side of the cable tie so I can screw it directly to the ceiling, and then that will give me the ability to have a cable tray basically running along the ceiling, and then anytime I want to have like my cameras here or whatever, I'll just have the cables that are dropping down and I can just plug into my equipment that way. But it's like everything, it's always a slow process because it takes time and money. Time and money rule all. And let me read a few more comments from over here. Arjun, hello, hello. Edita says, show the Privet Drive houses inside. Not during the live stream, I'm not going to worry about it. You can watch a video and see the interiors of those though. And R. Claxton talking to somebody else. Okay, so I'm not missing too many comments. I'll go back to building. Forgot what I was going to say. It just shows you how bad my mind is lately. Let me spin that out over here. And No Sense 51, thank you so much for joining the membership. And if I don't take care of you, Greg or Matt will definitely make sure you get your silver membership as soon as you click that link. Go to the community tabs link to join into the membership. And thank you so much for joining and becoming a member. I really appreciate it. And I just want to point out once again, go to the community tabs and you should see a link for joining the Discord group. And don't let Paul scare you off. It's like I always tell everybody, because Paul likes to aggravate everybody. And thank you so much, Bricks by Marco. He says, hi, Daryl, love your channel in Lego City. And again, thank you so much, Bricks by Marco. And thank you for that $1.99 donation as well, my friend. But like I said, though, as far as No Sense 51, if you can go to community tabs and check that really quickly, because if the link isn't working for you, I haven't posted a new link in about 5 days, so it might have expired, because they expire every so many days. But if it did expire, please let me know, and I will take care of that during the stream even, just to make sure that you're in there, so we can get you set up with your current membership levels, so you can see. Because as a silver member, you get full access to my Discord group, which means you see a ton, and I mean a ton of different channels that you can talk in. Plus, as a silver member, I even have a channel for people that have their own social media groups and stuff, and they can take and advertise in that channel as well to other members of the group. So silver has a lot of very good benefits to offer. Evening, how you doing, Red Carnage? Doing well, thank you so much for asking. And so I'm putting that there. So on this one I want to do a black line, so let me grab some black bricks, get a handful of those and some black 2x2s. It's one of the things I have to say I'm very happy about having this wireless mic now, though, is I can walk all over the barn and everybody can still hear me. Yes, I have a very large collection. Those are the Black Series from Hasbro, the helmets that you're looking at. I don't think you can see them all because the bottom shelf is a variety of Iron Man and Ant-Man and those helmets. And that needs to come out and go black. That one needs to be black. That one should be black, and I'm going to brick that in. But just to show you, and I have made a few videos on some of these, but these are all just to show you, and I think you can see it. Put it down there like that anyway. And these are all functioning, like I said, Hasbro helmets, and I made a few videos on a bunch of these helmets. But I love to wear them and play around with them and make believe in my barn with them. That's why sometimes you'll see me in various videos. Sometimes I'll dress up and put something like that on. If I'm doing something Marvel, for example, I'll use my helmets, or my Star Wars. I'll use my helmets. If I'm doing something in the aspect of, we'll say Ghostbusters. 2, 3, let's go. There we go. If I'm doing something in the aspect of Ghostbusters, I have the proton gun. I actually have a backpack ordered. I don't know when that'll actually come though. So that's something I will be adding to that costume whenever I do, say, videos on the Ghostbusters headquarters and things like that. So I like to try and do various silly things like that to try and add to the fun of the videos, more or less. At least I'm hoping it adds to the fun of some of these videos anyway. But anything to try and get a chuckle out of everybody. And glad to hear you're doing good, Red Carnage. Keiko Flake. Hey, love your videos. Can I ask you a question? Why do you elevate your roads and plates above the table? Why don't you just keep them on the table? Because this is how I like to build, and it's Mills plates, and I would really recommend you go check out my playlist about Mills plates, and you'll have a much better understanding on them. But I do everything on Mills plates, and my roads are brick built. They are not standard built. So that's another reason that those are elevated. They have to be elevated to be brick built. But a lot of that, just to kind of give a quick and simple answer, I guess would be the best way I can describe it, is I intend on starting to do a lot of different things with shows, hopefully. My first show that I intend on going to is going to be Brickfair, Virginia. And everybody in that lug group builds on Mills plates, which is what I'm building on in here. Everything that's built on is built in Mills plates. And the biggest reason for doing that is because it gives you a standard size that everybody can meet and agree upon. So when you bring all your variety of builds together, they will match right up. But another very important reason for it is structural integrity. And hello, Berkeley Bricks, how you doing, my friend? Freddie Christie says, how come you're live streaming early? This is the weekend, so I can do that on the weekends because I don't have work on Saturdays and Sundays. And I try to stream a little early in the day because I try to do 2 streams on the weekends when I can anyway. And honestly, the biggest reason for doing that is I'm trying to give people in other countries, for example, like because I have a very large following also in Europe and whatnot. And this gives them a chance to be able to catch me, because most of the time if I'm streaming at my usual time, it's like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning for them, so they cannot join in on the building fun. In this way it gives anybody and everybody from around the world a chance to catch me. It's just you can only catch me on the weekends like this. Hello, Varen. Hello, Moments of Magic. Good day, Alcy Adams. And right there's another prime example of people in different time zones. Because Aussie Adams, what time is it where you're at? It's like currently where I am at, it is 4:30 in the afternoon. And I know it is definitely a different time where you are at. I'm going to save that black for something else. And I just dropped a brick. That's okay. And thank you so much, Brick Sergeant. He did the thumbs up and gives me a $1.99. So again, I really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much for that awesome donation. Let's put a couple more. Right. You know, it's funny you're saying that's a lot of bricks in there. But what's funny is I've emptied this several times with all the Mills plates that I've built. I should be done with this. I should be done with this. I may still need this. I might need that, so I'm going to set those to the side. I got my black plates. Let me go get some green plates so I can start plating some of that in. We can start getting some coverage there. Awesome, Red Carnage. If you're going to Brickfair, Virginia, you should see me. I have already reserved my hotel room, and I will be in Virginia from, my intention is to check in the 3rd. Probably won't be till late afternoon when I check in, though. But I plan on checking in there on the 3rd, and then I'm leaving on the 7th. So I will be there for 5 days. I have to get there early because I got to do some setup and some planning and some work with the Charm City Lug, because that's who I'll be displaying with, is the Charm City Lug group, which is also going to be with Charm City Bricks. And Benjamin, I am working on the corner of Privet Drive. Freddie says, I appreciate you live streaming for people in other time zones because he's in Europe. And right there is a prime example to answer the question of why I'm streaming earlier. It's for people just like Freddie. It's like I said, not everybody can catch me live, and this is the only way I can make that happen for people. And thank you so much, Aaron. Arjun says, oh, so it's 22:33. Wow, so it's 10:30 at night where you're at. And did I miss any other? They had container panels at the Pick-a-Brick wall today. Pretty happy about that. When you say container panels, are you talking about the large 1x6x5 panel piece that's corrugated? I haven't gone to my Pick-a-Brick store in quite a while, and part of the reason I haven't gone in quite a while is every time I go there, it's the selection is sadly pretty bad. So I had been opting not to go lately, but if they're getting new pieces like that, it sounds like I need to make a trip. That's what I'm hearing anyway. Because that would be a nice part. And I'm trying to make sure that I am lined up correctly so I can plate this out the right way. And that will be black under that piece. Give me 1 second and I will come back to the comments, I promise, guys. I'm just getting my running start, so to speak, to know where I want to put everything. And Jeff Nelson, thank you so much for joining the membership. And as I just said earlier, please make sure that you click community tabs to find the Discord link. And if you have any problems getting in with that Discord link, feel free to comment on that. And while I'm online, also feel free to say something while I'm online, because I can try and address it immediately then. But again, thank you so much for joining the membership, and welcome to Silver and the Funny Farm, my friend. And you are more than welcome, Red Carnage. Disco Chicken Nugget confirmed that yes, it is those corrugated panels, so now I'm going to have to call Shane which is my local store manager, and ask him what the heck, if it's what he's got, because I got to make a trip. You know what sucks is they used to physically let me just order stuff over the phone and they would mail it to me, but unfortunately he can't do that anymore. The store manager or the store owner, whatever it was, said they didn't want to do that anymore, which really bummed me out because I used to really love doing that. It helped me out in a lot of ways. But he has to listen to his boss also. Just can't let him get in trouble. So now I can put one more row of green here. And then we'll do 2 rows of black. Trying to get this all covered up so we can start doing some of the rock work and such around the tracks. Is how I'm going to do it anyway, is just kind of do some rock work. I'm also going to use some green bricks because I think that's a fun way to add to your elevation also, is by bricking it up in green. And again, welcome to Discord and welcome to the Funny Farm, Jeff. Freddie says he's working on his city with me in the background. That's always good to hear, and thank you so much for the support and for watching the stream, my friend. All the views do help. Yes, you definitely have more people to assimilate now, Paul Bot. Freddie says, my city is 8.5 base plates wide, so it's a decent size, but not big. You know, it's not the size of the city that matters. And I always try to make sure I tell everybody that. Size is not everything, unlike in certain other topics. But what I was going to say, though, is you got to build to the space you have available, number one. But the most important thing when you're doing a city, and this is the most important thing, make sure you're having fun and enjoying yourself while you're doing it. But not only that, the other important thing is to build it into a space that you can work with. Because, you know, I have an insane amount of space, so I know I'm probably not one to talk about it, but the thing that I always try to remind people of is don't go big. It's real easy when you're trying to design a Lego city, and again, it's very easy to kind of get lost when you try to go with a really big space, even like what I have. And the reason that I say that is because once you get that big, it can start to feel somewhat overwhelming. And that's why I always tell people it's best to start small anyway. So the size that you're describing, to me anyway, sounds like to be the perfect size. Don't change a thing, man. And like I said, as long as you're enjoying it, that is really all that matters anyway. So get jiggy with it. Have a little fun with it. And I will put 2 greens there. So now that'll fill that in. That fills that. It's that and that. So that kind of gives me my plan of attack. Now what I want to do, pop this apart if I can. So now I want to start doing the ballasting, greebling, whatever you want to call it, for the tracks. So that is our next plan of attack. So now I want to get my Bino parts for my gray plates. Checking your reach and distance is an important thing to do as well. You're absolutely right. But I'm going to tell you, my reach and distance kind of sucks with my setup, but it's because I have such a large space. I wanted it to be huge. Resistance is futile, absolutely, Bricklock. Talus Moonbreaker says just put in the tube trees in his small city. Awesome, glad to hear that. Judge me by my size, do you? You sounding a little bit like Yoda. But yes, always checking your distance and reach and, you know, how far away everything is. That's a very valid point and something that you should definitely take into consideration. Now what I'm going to do here, showing you really quickly, I cheat my ballasting on my train tracks, and I need to bring over my 1x2s also. But this is how I do them super quickly. I will run these on the outer edge. And that's why I tiled that in black, because you're not going to see them when I'm done. I need to grab my yellows and my gray 1 or 2x4s though. So let me grab some of my yellow. Where are they at? Here they are. And I thought I had some more. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let me grab this drawer. Oh, and I need my 1x2 plates. Yes, my entire city, all of my train track is 9-volt train track. So what you are seeing is 100% accurate, my friend. There's nothing wrong with having a C area, or not having a C area, I should say. Again, you gotta work with what we have, right? I'm trying to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. All I'm simply doing is I'm putting a row, and it doesn't matter what color you use. You could use red, blue, pink, doesn't matter. I'm using yellow, and it's because it's simply a color that you're not gonna, or I'm not gonna use anywhere else. Then we take our train track, and we pop that down over top of it. And now that we've done that, we're going to come back with our 2x4 plates, and we're going to plate over this. And that's going to fill in our train track really nicely. And I'm still waiting on a huge order of parts. But anyway, now that we have that, and you know what? I'm going to show you guys another cool thing too. Let's not just stick with that. Let me show you something else too. Because this is a part that is very cheap. And I want to show you because it does add a unique detail to ballasting your train tracks. And there they are. So let's put a few of these in here too, because this will be fun. And this is one of those parts. This is a part bin I have, and I have a multitude of colors of these, but these are the 3x8. And what's great about these is most people don't want them. And this is why I say that's a great thing, because it makes them really cheap. But anyway, let me pull this back up for a minute. And now I need my brick separator, so let me go fetch that part, or that tool, I should say. I'll check that out after the stream, Mark Claxton. He says he tagged me in something on Discord. Yoakum says, making nice progress, thank you so much. Nine volt is the way forward, but I am not going to argue with that at all. 9 volt is very expensive. I was very blessed. And what I mean by that is somebody, John Garrett, I don't think he's in the stream right now, but he is one of my members. He happened to find a very large quantity of it for sale for a really reasonable price, in my opinion. And I was able to pick it all up. Is how I have so much 9 volt track now. There we go. So I'm going to start by doing this. And then I'm going to come back out with that. And this just gives you a little bit more of a gravel type feel on your tracks. And I'm going to show you how we can fill this in. Honestly, I have some. This is why, like Paul said, I need a cart. Need a cart so I could just bring it all over there at one time. I'm looking for my bin of dark blue gray. Thought I had 1x4s. That's my 1x6s. I have 2 bins of 1x2s. Tell you what we'll do. We'll just use our 1x6s and our 1x2s. That'll still fill it in nicely. But it's a great way to add a little bit of extra touch of detail. Freddie, it really all depends on what you're doing when it comes to mills. I hate to tell people that, yeah, do it just because I'm doing it, because that's not how I am. Number one, you got to do it because you want to do it. Let me say that first. But not only that, it's what are your intentions with your Lego displays, I guess would be the other big thing. If you don't think you're ever going to go to a show and display stuff, I can't necessarily say that it's the right thing for you to do. I can tell you that doing mills gives you the ability of adding a ton of details that you normally would not be able to do. Mind you, you can do this ballasting like I'm doing right here without mills. And there's a lot of different things you can still do without mills, but I just personally prefer doing mills plates just because they're stronger. And it's like I've shown a lot of people a lot of different things, like the Ghostbusters building, for example. I can pick that up and walk around and hold it in one hand, and I have no fear of that sliding, slipping, falling, and breaking apart because it's on a mills plate. And that is why I use mills, is their strength. But you have to base doing mills upon your budget. And what are your goals? What are your intentions? How detailed do you intend to be or want to be? Because the one thing that you can do with mills that you cannot do with a standard base plate is you can build depth. And it gives you the ability of adding more detail. But you can have a nice looking city and not have anything to do with mills. You know what I mean? It's not a must. I recommend it, but it's not a must. I am trying to get these guys in there. We will skip that one and go to there. So there we go. Now we got one of those kind of filled in. Now let's do the same thing with this one and continue on with that particular look. And you want to match it up. So you want your lines to match up with the gravel and all that good stuff. So with this one, let's take that one down to that point. And we'll bring this one up to this point. There we go. Now we can fill this little pocket in. And here's something else you can do just to add another little touch of depth. Where it's high, you can bring it over a little more just to give it a little extra fill. And I am dropping parts. Now, you don't have to just use 1x2s because you can add to that depth using other sloped plates as well. I'm just kind of having a little fun and just showing you guys a few different things and techniques you can do. Now we'll put that guy there. And just to show you what I'm talking about, let me grab some of those parts also. Just so you can see what I mean. Because this is another way. Where are they at? And Yeah, I've been doing mills for quite a while, and it's funny because Carnage was saying he learned to do it from me from 2019. And I see everybody else is complimenting and talking about how wonderful mills is. And Inu Brick, hey, how you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Excuse me. But the other thing that I was going to say, heck, I forgot my train of thought again. I do that a lot lately. Oh, because I was talking about this, and I was just going to show you that you can also use these little soaps. And that's another way to add a little bit of depth, a little bit of height, a little bit more greebling to your tracks. So we'll do that one, we'll put that there. So there's two different ways that you can add a little touch of detail. Just showing you. We'll even put that one there, like that. We'll throw a couple things in here just to have a little fun. There we go. But just showing you, and I'm hoping you can see that a little better up close. So it helps to add to the depth of the greebling. And then keep in mind, I still have to tile this out also. So there's two different techniques you can use, and you can even combine the techniques, and it still gives you a really nice look. But anyway, let's start on this one now. And I needed a 2x3 for that. But again, on the mills, like I said, it depends on your budget, man. I personally use it and think it's the best way to go, but it really does depend on your budget. Because I will be the first to admit that mills is very expensive. It's outrageously expensive. Freddie, do I like tennis? I'm not a big fan of any sport, to be perfectly honest. Fox 79, hello, hello. And glad to hear you're doing well, Inu Brick. We have come to the dark side. We have cookies. We do. So I can agree with that statement. We have cookies. Let's do a little, let's see. So we want that to start short. So let's start that one. Let's do that one right there. Do-do-do-do. And then we'll keep it fat for 8. Which means I should be able to pop that back out. There we go. You know what? Now that I'm looking at that, I actually have a better idea. Yeah, we'll leave it that way. Nope. And those are still the wrong. That's the problem, is I really should have poured these differently. And what I mean by that is I should have kept the lefts with the lefts and the right with the right. It'd be easier to find them. That'll give me that one. And we'll bring this dude up. Bring this dude up. And then let's just slap a 2x8 there, just to simplify that a little bit. Now we'll run our yellows up the middle once again. And that's just to be able to put our plates on top of that. So let's put those down through there like so. Now we're going to put our track on this one. Just like that. And then fill in the little gappies in the middle. So that'll fill that track in nicely. And then we'll do another little bit of added detail to the top side of that also. So that gives us those. Now let's just do a little fun right here. So let's put this piece here with a 1x3. So that'll add to that one a little bit. This one will bring out just a touch. Let's see. Let's put that one there. Make that one come way out. And again, we're just playing around. Having fun little trees. For fun little details. And let's... Do I want that? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's just make that do that. And then we'll bring it back down. Now we can fill that all in. So now let's take some of these little guys for fill. We can put this dude here. And then I will hold it up to the camera here after I'm done and show you what I mean by what I did with that. Grab a couple more of these dudes so I can fill these in. And I don't know why, right when you're next to the track, the plates don't want to go in as well. Farron says, I think Paul Bot needs to be the Bevan's Bricks mascot. Well, he's kind of like a mascot. Yes, we definitely have milk as well, Freddie. You can't have cookies without milk. Not sure what happened with the cookies. Are you saying you ate them all, Greg? In your situation, Mike, I would agree. That is probably what did happen, is they got lost by the mail. I know you are, or you, I should say, have the worst luck out of anybody I have ever seen. And I don't mean just with the mail. I mean with a lot of things. And thank you, Joachim. He says, I like you working in the city and like the new camera. And I appreciate that. And now just to show you really quickly, and again, you know what, just to have a bit of fun. Just going to show you, you can still put a few little extra plates here and there. Just to play around a little and have a little extra. So I'm just going to do a few little things with the plates also. Just for grins and giggles. We'll do that one there. We'll put another piece or two here. And we'll put another little one there. But again, it just kind of adds, I'm hoping you can see it, it adds to the detail of the ballasting. And again, I want to point out, you know what, I can tile the center of the track. I don't have my 1x1s yet though, so let me get my 1x4s, because just adding some of the tile work to those, because I know right now it's just kind of like, it looks gray, and I get that. But once you add in the tiles, it makes such an amazing difference. I mean, you really have no idea. And I don't mean just the 1x4s. You also need to be able to add the side pieces in too, but I don't have those yet. They haven't come. But that's why we're going to at least do this, because it will help add to the appearance. And it's taking my order so long to get here. I really think I should have ordered more at one time. So I'm thinking just one order of 1,000. I'm gonna spend that entire order in a matter of probably a day, once I start tiling everything out. Chevy Camaro says, I love opening YouTube and see Daryl streaming, and thank you, I appreciate that. I said trying to do early ones on the weekends now. Been trying to, and trust me guys, it can be hard some days to do it, but I have been trying to stream every day, at least once a day, and I'm still trying to post at least one video a day. And hey, how you doing, Shane Hart? But it can be a bit exhausting at times trying to keep up with that schedule, but I am trying to do it. And thank you so much for mentioning that, Greg. Yes, please smash the like button if you like what you're seeing. I really appreciate it, guys, as it does help with me getting better views. So again, I appreciate it if you could smash that like. And also, as we've already had 2 people join the membership today, don't forget, if you want to join the membership, I offer a 3-tier membership. Bronze gets you basic membership, which gives you basic access to my Discord group. Silver gives you full access to my Discord group. And I want to point out that bronze is $1.99 a month. Silver is $4.99 a month. And you can get gold. Gold is $19.99 a month. It gives you everything that I just listed. Plus, I give one free instruction a month, free to download by my members, or from my gold members anyway. And this month is my security checkpoint. Last month, which was December, was my train station mock. So if you're interested in having all those perks, don't forget to check out my membership. And the membership I thought was pinned at the top of the page, but I was having problems doing that today, so it's not. Make a Lego cookie? I should make a Lego cookie. Bricklock says 1,000 cookies might protect him from eating them all. I am starting to move, so let me move some of my parts back to the floor here for a minute so you guys can get a better idea of what I've accomplished so far and a better idea of what I'm trying to accomplish. Give me a few minutes to kind of clear that space up a little. So here's where we're at now. And what I'm doing is I'm slowly trying to work my way over to this bridge that I did last night. So now we've gotten that far, so I can add a little bit more ballasting now to this piece. So let's line that up. Now let's grab those parts again. And we're going to bring this guy, you know what? What I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm going to make that slope out and right back in right here. I know how, let's see. We'll do it right like that. Yes, yes. That'll be a 1x4 or a 2x4. Now I can put a 1x2 here. Now I want to match that up. So I'm going to put this piece there. And then what I think I'm going to do is just come back out a slight bit and then keep it straight. So I need these guys. So we'll do that. And bring that piece out straight. And we'll take 2 yellows. Pop those in. And now let's put that piece of track back on. Actually, we don't want to snap that down yet though, because I still got to start working on this. But I can prep for it. So I know I can put that guy down. This one down, this one down. Because this is where we get into the curve. And the curve is a little bit of a different ballasting technique, so we have to play around with that just a little bit, but it still gives you an idea, anyway, of where I'm going. Trying to decide what I want to do. I think I want to ballast this so I have a better idea of the width of the ballasting. So I'm going to take this piece out. We're going to walk back over to the build table because we're going to work on ballasting this thing now. So I need to do, give me 1 second. I will come back to the comments momentarily. See, I got my 2x4s. I don't need the 1x2s. Everything should be back at my build table. So let's walk back to the build table. It'll be nice because I can sit down and take a break for a minute anyway. Yoakum says these nerds are changing the world. Nerds! I loved those movies. They were great, I have to say. That was definitely some of my favorite movies from the 80s. Yes, I can sit down and take a break now. Now I'm going to switch back to live from the Lego barn because we want to work on ballasting out this big dude. So let's take him. And I am looking for all my parts real quick. Where are they at? I need these. And then I need, should be these. And I also need, what am I missing? What am I missing? Let me start with this and let's see what I go. Oh, I need 2x2s. That's what it is. I do need 2x2s. So give me 1 second, guys. I gotta go grab my, or 2x4s, excuse me. So I gotta walk back over here to get my 2x4s. I think I also, now that I'm thinking about it, need my, I need my 1x2s also. So let me grab those and those. Nerds! Grumpy J, hey, hello. Your friend is allowing you to build a cabin on his land rent-free. Now that is awesome, Dave. Does that mean, is that going to be your Lego haven, so to speak? Mike says he needs to learn how to post videos. Inu Bricks is having fun. 23 o'clock, must go to bed. It's like tomorrow. Oh, we'll look tomorrow. No problem, Inu, and thank you so much for joining in. Riley says, man, it would be awesome to sit at a table and have a part wall with all the parts and get whatever you need whenever you need. Someday my dream will come true. The thing I will tell you, though, and don't get me wrong, I love having this wall of parts behind me, but the thing I will tell you is I don't care how many parts you have, you always will find out you need more. At least that is my constant problem anyway. I am always ordering parts because I'm always running out. And I think that's, now let's see. It's been a while since I've done this, so bear with me. If I remember correctly, see that piece goes there and this piece goes here. It has been a while since I've done this. No, it's that way. That's what I want to do. Okay, so we start with building this little piece. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done it. There we go. Now I got it. Now I just got to build a whole bunch of them. And then for the inside, you just take one of these and then you put a 2x2 right in front of it, like so. Bada boom, bada bing. And that's how we ballast around this whole track. So now we got to make a whole bunch of these up. So we got to slowly just start popping them together. And we take this piece, stick it up there, snap it on. Then we take our 2x2. You get two of them. We go bada boom, bada bing. And then we put another one of these right here and move on down the road. So it's kind of a boring process, kind of a very repetitive process, but it's a process we have to do if we want to get everything ballasted together. And we put this guy here. Yes, I have made custom vehicles. I don't think, actually, no, I do have a few videos on them. I don't do a lot of custom vehicles because right now I'm primarily focused on trying to get my city together, but I have made several custom vehicles. Nothing that I would say are out of this world. Most of the vehicles that I do, I try to make it to where they are two passenger vehicles. And not everybody is wanting a two-passenger vehicle, but I like it when I can have the minifigs sit next to each other. I feel like it adds a little bit of detail. Makes it look a little better, my opinion, but you should be able to find those under my playlists, if I'm not mistaken. Do you think you'll try a new tree technique throughout your city? Maybe a unique park section with a pond? I use tons of different tree designs, so I'm always doing unique techniques on trees. So quickest and easiest answer I can have for you on that one is yes. Because I do tons and tons and tons of different techniques. Because I don't want everything to be the same is my biggest thing. And if everything was the same, it wouldn't look natural. You know what I mean? Let me go check my phone because I keep hearing it go off and it's over in my coat. Just want to make sure it ain't the boss telling me that it's dinner time or something. Where is my coat? There it is. Nope, not the boss, so we're good. My favorite Lego train set, personally, as far as looks, I would say would be the Emerald Knight. I love that train, and that was what a lot of the inspiration, because I just recently modified my Hogwarts Express, and a lot of the inspiration from that, quite simply, came from my Emerald Knight train. The only problem with those trains, and I need to do some work on it, because I've had a few different people giving me tips on things you can do to make them better, but the problem that I've always had with those particular trains is they're very temperamental. They don't want to run very well, so you have to deal with the constant struggle of keeping the steam engine portion of the wheels working. But if you can get past that, and again, I typically just use mine for appearance anyway, display. And when I say display, I mean displayed in the city, but it's a beautiful, beautiful train. Freddie says, I'm not good at making custom vehicles, so that's why I'm asking so I can watch them for tips. And yes, absolutely. Like I said, though, I haven't made a lot of them. And, okay, that's my 10-minute warning, so I'm going to try and get a bunch more done here real quick. But I'm with you as well. I mean, see, the biggest problem with doing custom cars, in my opinion anyway, is simply this. It depends on what you're after with them. Everybody has a difference of opinion as to what they're looking for when they're working on a custom car. So what I mean by that is, are you wanting them to look very realistic, or are you wanting to be able to stick minifigs in them, or do you want to have two minifigs in them, and so on and so forth. And that's what can make cars a bit of a pain in the butt to try and do, because you have to try and figure out what makes you happy when designing a car and try and stay in that wheelhouse. My personal opinion, the cars that I have are kind of big. Well, I got one here right in front of me, actually. They're more sedan style looking. You know, it has an opening trunk, and it has an open door, and all that good stuff. But and I do have some smaller ones, but they're really, 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 really basic. But what I'm after is I wanted the car to have a touch of realism. But my other important factor is I really, to me anyway, and it's not important to everybody, but to me it's important to have two minifigs in them. Now, some people will tell you, well, you can have too many figs in them if you go with the 8-wide vehicles. And to me, that's the other problem, is I don't like an 8-wide vehicle, because when you start comparing an 8-wide vehicle to the rest of my city, for example, and I would say this pretty much goes for anybody that has a Lego city, you're going to find they just don't look proportionate in a Lego city. So that's where I say they can be a pain because it's a struggle to get them to match up. And hello, Isaac Rays. How you doing, my friend? Do I have the hidden side cargo train? No, I never bought that one. I just, for whatever reason, it was okay. I just didn't want it. So I didn't bother getting that one. Not that it's a bad train, I just never bought that train. That hidden side ghost train is very cool, I will say that. It's just, it's not one that I bought. I primarily, it's like I have like the passenger trains, I like the freight trains, the cargo trains. I got that crocodile train. Again, it's probably just going to be another display piece though. But I love the look at it. I got the Maersk train. I love that train too. That's a beautiful, beautiful train. Can't say enough good things about the Maersk train. But it's something I'll be the first to admit, I haven't even built mine yet. See, to me, and again, this is just my opinion, 7 stud is too big for a Lego city, for a car anyway. 7 to me should be your trucks, your semi-trucks, your ambulance, fire trucks, and things of that nature, if you're going to go that big. But if you're going to go that big on a car, that means you need to make your trains, if you have a train in your city, and again, this is just my thoughts and opinions, you need to make your trains at least 8 wide. Joseph says he's got the crocodile train as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful train. It really is a beautiful train. Yeah, see, I don't like the Speed Champions because they're too big. Again, that's just my feeling on it, and I get why some people love them. It's just they're not my cup of tea, so I don't buy them. I liked the old Speed Champions before they went 8 wide, but I don't like the 8 wide. I only liked them when they were 6 wide. But again, not everybody agrees with my particular opinion. And that's the beauty of Lego. We can all build to the way that we want it. Let's see, go there. And I am almost there with the ballasting. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so Rob, you're with me there on the Speed Champions as well then, I see. But like I said, I mean, they're beautiful looking cars. I mean, how can you not like them? The detail in those particular vehicles is, wow, that's all I can say. That they're extremely, extremely detailed. But they don't look right in a Lego city because all your buildings are entirely too small. Just, again, my feeling. They're way, 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 way too small. But not everybody agrees with that, though. Some people do think it's really good that way, and I mean that's a wonderful thing. But again, that's what makes Lego so great. Is that we can agree to disagree. So I don't need those. That's got to get taken down to a 3. And I took the bin back over there. So we'll put that guy there. Look at that. So that's going to start looking really good, guys. And then I got to tile this in too. But the other thing I have to do is now that I've got that, part of my reasoning behind doing this is because I've got to figure out how I'm going to do the fill for this little curve-in area here, because I've got to fill that and bring it up to the train level, and the same thing down on this side. So this is where I'm going to be working in my next stream. The reason I say in my next stream is because my wife keeps texting me that I've got 2, 3, 1, so on and so forth minutes left. My wife's ruining my fun. That's what she's doing. The cars from the Simpsons house, those are great, and those are 6 wide, yes. And that's kind of what, just to show you, that's kind of what the inspiration from this is. Quite simply, was the inspiration from the Simpsons house. So those are absolutely wonderful, wonderful cars. I totally agree with you on that. Anyway, though, because my wife keeps texting me and telling me it's almost time to eat, I do have to leave. I will be back. Should be no later than 7:30 p.m. So, which 7:30, exactly 2 hours from now, I should be streaming again, guys. But before I go, I want to roll that beautiful bean footage to thank all the people that supported the stream and to thank our new members, because we do now have 2 new members, and I keep hiccuping. Yes, the boss says so. But first of all, I want to give a very special thank you to Bricks by Marco and Brick Sergeant for your super chats. And I want to thank the new subscribers that we have. And then I want to thank our newest members, No Sense 51 and Jeff Nelson. And again, thank you guys so much for joining. I really do appreciate it. And welcome to the Funny Farm. But anyway, as always, I got to get off here, guys. So as always, thank you for coming to Bevan's Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below. And hopefully we'll see you next time on Bevan's Bricks, which will hopefully be in about 2 hours. So take care and God bless, guys.